So, just when things were starting to look like it was going to get better, we had a glorious month of July where if you were vaccinated, you no longer needed a mask because we had the data, not theoretical, but the real world data showing that it was just no longer necessary for you. And it was awesome. And I've never been one of those people that complains about the masks being too uncomfortable or blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously, I'd prefer not to wear it, but if I have to, like, whatever. Like, people that refuse to wear masks because it's uncomfortable are literally equivalent to a toddler that won't keep their pants on. Like, shut the fuck up and put your mask on. But now we have this goddamn Delta variant coming along to piss on everyone's parade. But now many companies are once again requiring masks for their employees, and actually I was masking for a couple weeks prior to that anyway because I had a regular cold. So it's like I was already masking, and then I saw the data on the Delta variant. It's like, we're gonna have to go back to masking, and I had already accepted it before they made the decision, and then they tell everyone like, yeah, whatever, nothing changes for me. But I really don't like using the disposable ones because that's a lot of waste to be using a new mask and throwing it out every single day. And I'm assuming that it's far more sustainable to use the cloth ones, though I've never actually seen anyone run the data on like the environmental or carbon impact comparison between the disposable mask and the amount of water and soap that we use to wash our reusable masks. Though, like I said, I'm assuming that the washable like cloth masks are probably the better option. But it didn't occur to me till last night that like, wait a minute, are they actually? Like, has anyone ever really run the analysis? Because that would be fascinating if the disposable ones were actually the more environmentally friendly option. But anyways, my point being is I just don't like to assume. But until I see data saying otherwise, I am going to assume that the disposable masks are the less sustainable option. And that means I gotta dig all my masks back out of storage, and I got them all laid out here on the table, and I thought I would do a little like mask tour of all my masks. And I have a lot of masks. I'm actually missing a couple of them, and I gave away a lot of them because at the beginning of the pandemic, I started using the disposable ones, and as soon as the reusable ones were widely available, I started buying different options. Actually, not immediately because my job supplied the disposable ones for me, and so I figured I have access to that. I don't need the reusable ones immediately, but there's lots of people that did not have free access to disposable masks, so I thought I'd kind of give them first dibs and let other people buy reusable ones first. So I didn't start buying them up immediately, but shortly after they became readily available, I started buying different options because it was surprisingly difficult to find ones that were comfortable or fit properly or whatever. I would get ones that were too small that I ended up washing and giving to my nieces and nephews. I got ones that were too big that actually the beard makes a huge difference. When my beard is, I've got certain ones that fit really nicely when my beard is trimmed up really short, like closer to stubble. But when it's this long, they're too tight, and like the condensation collects in the beard and it's all gross. And so I have these other ones that when my beard is trimmed up short, they're way too big, but when the beard is grown out, they fit very nicely. And a brief tangent is like there's also, in my opinion, not nearly enough data on whether or not I should have a beard with masks, because my current understanding of how they function is they collect condensation because the majority of the transmission is going to be through those microscopic water droplets. So having a beard collects way more condensation, and it feels gross, and it's like noticeably wet by the end of the day when I'm breathing through it. So that makes me assume that having a beard actually would make the mask more effective because I'm collecting more condensation. Or would that make it more unhealthy for me because I'm breathing in all of that? Or would that be more healthy because it's giving my immune system more small doses to build itself up? I don't know how any of this works. It's just very complex. But this intro has gone on for far too long. The point is, I've got a lot of masks, and I've had actually probably about twice as many as I currently have. I've given away about half of them because I ended up with a lot of them because I was buying all these different types and shapes and, well, not different materials. That's one thing I really paid attention to make sure I was getting all cotton ones and not polyester, because there were studies early on saying that the cotton ones were better and the polyester ones were not a good idea. I don't remember which ones were my first. Well, actually, yeah, my first ones were the disposable ones, so I probably have a picture somewhere of me wearing one of those. I think my first one must have been the N95, which was given to me by my dad. Now, because there is like some sort of thing in here, and I think these kind of wear out through use, and you don't want to you don't want to use them up because they're so highly sought after. That makes them more expensive and like a more limited supply lately. I actually have not worn this one, not even once. So like that right there, that's the most I've put this on since the beginning of the pandemic. I've kept it for if I ever end up in a situation where I would feel more comfortable with this. I usually keep it in my glove box. When I traveled cross country this spring, I brought this with me because I didn't know if I was going to end up in some sort of situation where I would feel much more comfortable with this, but just haven't had to use it yet. Another possible candidate for my first mask would have been this one that was created by a coworker, which is very cool. This was back when elastic was in short supply, so they have, I don't know what this is. It's kind of stretchy, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. Oh, also I've discovered a trick. It is putting my glasses over my mask. I've literally never had a fogging issue at all since I started doing that. But I like this one. It's got some gaps here, right there, but overall it's good. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I really need this. I probably don't right now because there's just no one here. Another potential candidate for my first masks would have been these. These were made by my aunt. And so they function a little bit differently, where this goes like that. And then there's like a little piece of metal there for the nose thing. And then go like that. And these ones are okay. The material is great. The fit is great if I can get them to fit right. Getting the amount of slack on the top versus the bottom and like how tight to tie them, and it's very, very difficult to get them right. I've fought with these a lot in order to get them to sit comfortably on my face. They also tend to generate fuzzies. Like I have to look here first and then with clean hands kind of pick the fuzzies out, because if I don't, it will tickle my nose all day. And yes, I have a clean face right now, so I'm not going to be like re-washing all these immediately after this video. So she gave me 2 of these very early on in the pandemic, and then a couple, or yeah, 2 more later on, and I don't remember which ones were which I got at the beginning, in which I ended up getting. This one's reversible. I almost never wear this one this way. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, I like that better. So yeah, those are pretty cool. And I'd say my last candidate for possibly one of my first masks were these. Now, if I remember right, I think there was actually a recall on these because they're so thin, they really feel like they're not doing much. And so as quickly as possible, I replaced these. Yeah, see, look at this. It's, as quickly as possible, I replace these and I use them as like an emergency backup. Like if all my other masks were dirty, then this would be like my backup. That way I wouldn't have to use it. Yeah, see, it rolls. Why does it roll like that? These ones are awful. But yeah, if I didn't have access to any of my other masks because they were dirty or whatever, I would use these so that I wouldn't have to use the disposable ones. But honestly, maybe the disposable ones might have been a better option. And there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think they came in a 12 pack for like $3, so I'm missing some. Now these ones I got very early on, and this is actually my absolute favorite one. When the beard is short, this one is perfect. Right now, it's a little bit tight on my face, but fits super nice. There's basically no gaps anywhere, and I really, really wish I would have gotten more because I've only got 2 of them. Like if I could just have 6 of them, that way I would have 1 for every shift at work throughout the week, plus 1 extra, do laundry once a week, and that would be like all I would wear. That would be great, but I can't find them anywhere. And I had a ton more like this that were too small for me, that were kid sizes. This was technically a kid size too, but it was bigger than all the other ones. Very strange. But like I said, I gave all the kids ones to my nieces and nephews so they could wear those to school. And then this was the adult size where, like I said, it's visibly so much bigger and fits fine right now with the beard. But when there's no beard, these gaps are just absolutely insane. I have nothing to say. I've seen people do that on TikTok to get people's attention. I just found my lighter, that's all. And then I've got the exact same thing as that, except in green. Well, actually, I think this one is ever so slightly smaller than the white one. Yeah, I think so. And I really like this one too. And I accidentally bought 4 of them instead of 2. So I gave 2 of them to my mom, and I don't know where my other one is, which really sucks because I like that one. It's, like I said, ever so slightly smaller than the plain white one, so it fits perfectly right now, but I don't want to like steal one back from my mom. I'll let her use those because I have so many other options. So yeah, from my dad, my coworker, from my aunt, I got these at Target, got these ones at Target, and then I went online and I went on like Etsy and Redbubble and I found this one, the item description layout from Skyrim, and it's so awesome. I got this initially for a friend who is obsessed with Skyrim. Got it for him as a Christmas gift or birthday gift? No, Christmas gift. Actually, here, I'll let you read it. Armor 1, value 2, decreases virus spread by 27.58% and allows entrance to shops. Yeah, you can see my glasses fogging up like that, but then as soon as I do this, no more fogging. But yeah, I got this for a friend. When it arrived, it was a much higher quality than I expected. And I just kind of decided like, nope, this is mine. I'm keeping this. And I ordered a second one and gave that one to him. I like that one. And also when I ordered that second one from the same person, I ordered this one, which I really, really liked. This is the one I wore to my vaccination.
Stay nice and relax. All right. You are all good.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait, no, hold on. That's for a different video. But wait a minute. I remember now. I wanted to wear that one, but I just forgot because it was a pretty hectic day. Oh, well. I love that one. It's like ever so slightly agitating to anyone who's like very religious, which I enjoy. But then also to anyone else, it's just like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. And actually, I've been thinking lately about how I've heard people talk about long hair during the 60s and how walking down the street, you see someone with long hair and immediately you understand that person's perspective on like society and politics and stuff like that. And originally, I kind of saw masks in that way. It's like whether or not someone was wearing a mask before they were required for everyone, you immediately could tell what their societal perspectives and opinions were based on whether or not they were wearing a mask. And it's like I immediately knew who I could get along with and who I was going to be upset with. But then they made the mask mandates and it kind of amplified that, where it's like either they were wearing a mask and it's someone I could agree with, or just someone who is like willing to obey the rule even if they disagreed with it. And then there's the people who are not wearing masks, which like I knew immediately, I disagree with you and I hate everything that you stand for. And so that made this the perfect mask for the holiday season. Ew, people. Which is also the same type of material as the two previous ones. I really like this one. It's got like a pocket in here where you're supposed to shove like filters, but honestly it's thick enough where I don't really need those. So I got a few others online. I really liked this one, but work did not approve of this one, which is concerning and says a lot about my job. And there's this one that I wore this one to work once, but I made sure I wore it on a day that I was not actually late. That way it would be funny. Because if I wore it on a day that I was late, it would be like, haha, but also you're in trouble. Oh, there's a fuzzy in this one. Yeah, where is it? I can't see. I also wore this one to my family Christmas for 2020 because there was straight up zero social distancing or masking there, and I genuinely did not want to go like at all. But I went anyway, and I just like sat at the top of the stairs and kind of watched all the chaos below me, kept my distance, and that was a nightmare. Let's not talk about that. Let's move on to the next mask. Then there's this one. I really like this one, but I never wore it to work for obvious reasons. As far as why I support this statement is a topic for a completely different video, so I'm not going to dive into that right now. But yeah, I really like this one, but not very many situations in which I can wear this and not have people upset with me. I think we'll go back to the holiday masks for a moment here. I've gotten this one for Halloween. I like this one. I also saw there was a Cthulhu mask that had like all the tentacles and stuff, but it was really expensive, so I didn't get it. But I like this one, and I will be pulling that back out pretty soon. A few different snowman ones. Ta-da, ta-da. They don't like line up perfectly, but oh well. Yeah, this is like down on my chin. My mouth is here, my nose is there, so it's like, whatever, it's still cute. And then this one is what I wore to election day, like, I don't know what's going on. And actually, as I was putting these ones on, I just remembered that also very early on in the pandemic, most of my masks were very plain, like these ones. Like all the ones I gave my nieces and nephews, like maybe 20 or plus masks, they were this style. And I remember now having actually like some sort of aversion to any sort of masks with designs on them, thinking of like, oh, this is a serious situation, how could you get people be like making light of this? But then I saw the Skyrim one, I was like, hey, my friend would really like that, I gotta get that for him. And then it came and it was so much nicer than I expected, and I was like, oh, I think I'll keep this one. And then I started seeing all these other designs, I was like, ooh, I kind of like that one. I like that one. And it became a really fun way of expressing yourself. Kind of like you can get different designs on a t-shirt. That was a fun new way to be silly in public. So then I got these ones. These ones I really, really don't like. Now, everyone says that I'm wearing it upside down, but that's because if I put it this way, like how it's supposed to be, then they consistently tend to slide down my face like this. And then I get a lot of coworkers that are like constantly like this, and it's like this massive gap here and all this air is getting through and your mask is doing basically nothing, and I hate that, and I don't understand how they can put up with it. I think the first day I ever tried wearing it like that, I wore it for like an hour and I ripped it off and got a disposable one because I just could not put up with that because the mask was doing fucking nothing. So then I flipped it upside down and now it does the opposite, where it like consistently slides upwards on my face, and then I'm just like pulling it down ever so slightly once in a while, but then at least there isn't this massive gap and the mask is actually functioning properly. Also, I never took the tags off. But these ones have a different elastic than the ones that I got from work. This one actually has the Target symbol on it. Got white and black ones that had the this one had the Target symbol on it. And then I had another red one that had the bullseye dog on it, and that one's missing. So don't know where that one went. And I've actually got another pack of work ones that I just picked up for free because, hey, free masks. If we're starting to do masks again, I'm gonna need them. I mean, I don't really need them. I have a lot of masks. Like, oh my god, so many masks. But no, there was just this massive pile of them, and they've been sitting there for a while, and no one else is taking them, so it's like, I'll grab another, why not? Then I got these ones. This one was given to me by a coworker as well, because it's super thin, and they don't like it, because not very much, but ever so slightly, I can feel the air coming through it, which means it's not doing its job properly. And so I only wear this one if I am double masking, if I'm wearing it over top of, say, this one, where I'll go like this first, and then I'll go like this, just to like add style, which I've basically almost never done, because now it's like really thick and very uncomfortable. It's not necessarily astrology, it's just kind of constellations. I really like the constellation mask, but I just never wear it because it's too thin. And then there's this one that I literally picked up off the floor at Target and washed it in the washer many times before I actually put it on. And actually, wait, this might be the first time I put it on, because I picked it up in like late June. Like, it was just laying on the floor. There was no one anywhere nearby. I'm pretty sure what happened is like they were wearing their mask and then someone told them like, hey, you know, you don't have to wear that anymore if you're vaxxed, right? And they're like, what? I didn't know that. And they ripped it off and throw it on the floor. That's what I'm assuming happened. But I was fully vaxxed as of July 1st. Yeah, first. And I was thinking this would have been a perfect mask for July 4th with all the stars and stuff, but then I never wore it because I didn't need it anymore until Delta came along. Then I've got these that I picked up right before my trip cross country this spring, purely for the sake of having extra. And they're okay, but they feel like very cheaply made, I guess. But they do their job. Like, there's no air coming through them. Yeah, this is one where, like, if I put it on like this, it tends to just fall down like that. And the little nose piece doesn't really work that well. It's alright. I also never knew until very recently that apparently there's a specific name for this type of plaid. I think they called it buffalo plaid. Buffalo plaid. I got this one because I had a coworker that always wore ones like this, and I couldn't find the one that he had, but this one was similar, and I just thought, like, it looks very, looks like something you'd wear somewhere nice, like if you're dressing up. Then we got the backwoods mask. This one was great. This one's kind of big, actually. But this one was great for a camping trip where like 99% of the time you don't need it because you're out in nature and there's no one else out there. But every once in a while you'd see someone and, you know, you'd put this on and stop and chat with them for a little while. And then this one which also, again, like this last little batch of them, they feel like not well made, I guess. This one just like doesn't line up with my face very well, in the complete opposite direction of the of these ones. The snowman ones were like too low and this one's too high. But hey, they tried and I think it looks pretty cool. And then I've got what I thought was a 4-pack, but there's only 3 of just plain black ones. Just plain black. Nothing special. I have also noticed that when my glasses are like down here, because they're on my mask, they're like slightly farther away from my eyes and everything is slightly blurrier. So I do worry about like, is that causing long-term damage to my eyes? I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm gonna ask that at my next eye exam. And last, but certainly not least, my favorite mask, my mask, a mask of the mask from The Mask, the Jim Carrey movie. Ah, yes. This is the best mask. This is the greatest mask. The mask. The color has faded significantly since I got it. But I love this mask, and no one can take me seriously when I'm wearing it. Literally, like, there have been customers at work that are like very, very upset about something, and so someone will intentionally call over me specifically, and I get there and I'm wearing this, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? How can I help you? And then immediately, like, they just can't be angry anymore because they can't take me seriously, and it's amazing. I love this one. And there are people at work that actually have asked me, like, hey, you gonna start wearing that again soon? And I was like, yep, soon. I just need to break out my mask collection and make this video. And also, I forgot my newest mask because I just got it and I actually haven't worn it in public yet. I saw it on TikTok and of course I just had to buy it. But I have to move my jaw like a lot more, and then my words get distorted and like I sound like I'm just being rude. So like it's difficult to place it on the chin properly so that it'll just like move naturally. See, if I get it on my chin, just like, actually it's like on the front of my chin almost. It's not even under my chin. It's like on the front of my chin, and then it moves fairly naturally and is disturbing. Yeah, one of my friends, when I first showed it to him, his immediate reaction was, "Oh no, you're a furry." No, I'm a furry. I'm not. But like, there's furries, there's scalies, which is basically furries for like dragons or reptiles or whatever. Would this be a feathery, downy? I don't know. But also, I was going to do this at the beginning. This is like a little thing you put back here to, like, you hook the mask onto this instead of onto your ear. And it's supposed to, like, save your ears from all that pressure. Same type of thing as, like, the free work masks, where there was a huge pile of these and no one was taking them. So I was like, sure, I'll take it. But I never used it. Honestly, the only ones I would use it with would be the disposable ones, or with this one, because the material of this one is very good, but this hurts. We've been in this pandemic for well over a year, like a year and a half now at this point, and I have yet to even try this thing, so you are going to get to witness the first time. Let's see. Oh! Yeah, see, it slid like down to here. It's supposed to be... What if I put it like up there? Oh no, that's weird, because when it's up here, like, it's cutting into there, which I'm not used to, but then when it flops down there, now it's cutting into here, which I'm not used to, versus like if I just put the mask on my ear, then it's like in the middle, where I am used to feeling it. Was I even pointing on the right side? Oh yeah, you can see. For a second I thought I was pointing there and you wouldn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, it's like, it's either going to be here, or where I'm used to it, which is like back there. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it with the disposable ones and see how it feels then, but I just really don't think this is necessary. Also, it's like tiny holes and won't fit the majority of my masks. If a mask is too tight, just get a bigger mask. Unless if it's disposable ones, and you can't get a bigger disposable one, and in that case, that just really sucks if you've got a big face, I guess. But yeah, there's all my masks. It's a lot, and most of them I honestly don't even wear anymore at this point. I just kind of cycle through my favorites, and the rest of them sit in a drawer. sure. But I'd rather have extra than not enough. So this video was a little bit rambly, a little bit chaotic. I didn't plan it out too well. And it also turned out way longer than I expected. So if you're still watching, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Subscribe for more. Share my videos with anyone else you think might enjoy them. And have a great day.